My grandson thought I was asleep in the hospital bed. He pulled out his phone and told his friends, "I hope he dies soon so I can take his Tesla." He had no idea I was awake, or that I was about to give the car to the last person he expected. There is a specific feeling that happens when you engage the launch control on a Tesla Model S Plaid. It is not like a gas engine. There is no roar. There is no vibration of pistons fighting against gravity. There is only silence, followed by a sudden, violent compression of the atmosphere. When I press the accelerator, 1,020 horsepower is delivered instantly to all four wheels. My head pins back against the headrest with a force of 1.2 Gs. My vision tunnels. The skin on my face pulls tight against my skull for exactly 1.99 seconds. I am not a 75-year-old retired software architect with a bad hip. I am a projectile. I am energy. I am light. I merged onto the Mopac Expressway in Austin, Texas, hitting 70 miles per hour before the driver of the pickup truck behind me had even realized the light had turned green. I glanced at the digital instrument cluster. The battery was at 82%. The regenerative braking was set to standard. The cabin was a cool 68 degrees. My name is Frank Henderson. Most people look at me and see a grandfather. They see the white hair, the reading glasses perched on the end of my nose, and the sensible New Balance sneakers. They assume I drive 5 miles per hour under the speed limit and listen to talk radio about the weather. They are wrong. I spent 40 years writing code for mainframe computers. In 1985, I was part of the team that developed the architecture for the banking systems that run the world today. I understand logic, I understand efficiency, and I understand that a machine is only as good as the person operating it. This car, this midnight silver metallic beast, is my masterpiece. It is the only thing I ever splurged on. I worked 80-hour weeks for decades. I missed birthdays. I missed vacations. And when I retired, I decided I did not want a rocking chair. I wanted a rocket ship. I took the exit for Westlake Drive, letting the car slow down, using only the resistance of the electric motors. I navigated the winding roads that led to my house. It is a nice house, modern, lots of glass and steel. It fits the car. As I pulled into my driveway, my mood darkened. There was a white BMW 3 Series parked in the center of the driveway. It was parked crookedly, taking up 2 spaces, the front bumper resting dangerously close to my prized hydrangeas. It was my grandson, Tyler. I sighed. I tapped the screen to open my garage door, maneuvering the wide Tesla around the obstacle course he had created. I parked. I plugged in the charger. The port glowed green, a satisfying, logical color. I walked out of the garage. Tyler was sitting on the front porch steps, scrolling on his phone. He was 21 years old. He was wearing a designer hoodie that cost more than my first car, and ripped jeans that I knew he bought pre-ripped. He had a haircut that defied gravity, and a look on his face that suggested the world owed him an apology for making him wait. "Grandpa," he said, not standing up. "Took you long enough. I've been here for 20 minutes. It is 90 degrees out here." "Hello, Tyler," I said, walking past him to unlock the front door. "If you parked your car correctly, you could have waited in the shade. Or better yet, you have a key. You could have gone inside." "I lost the key," he muttered, following me into the air conditioning. "Again. And the BMW is parked fine. You just have too many bushes." He walked into my kitchen and opened the refrigerator without asking. He took out a bottle of sparkling water. He didn't use a coaster when he set it down on the granite island. "So," Tyler said, leaning against the counter, "did you bring it?" "Bring what?" "The key card," he said. "For the Plaid. Tonight is the Kappa Sigma Rush Party. I told the guys I was rolling up in the Tesla. It is a huge flex, Grandpa. Nobody has a Plaid." "No," I said. I picked up his water bottle and placed a coaster under it. "Come on," Tyler groaned. "Why do you have to be so stingy? It is just a car. It is sitting in the garage doing nothing. You drive it to the pharmacy and back. It is a waste." "I just drove it to the hardware store," I corrected. "And I do not drive it to the pharmacy. I order my prescriptions by mail because it is more efficient." "Whatever," Tyler said, rolling his eyes. "Look, I need to make an impression. There are these guys from Dallas, they drive Porsches. If I show up in your car, I own the lot. I am going to wrap it in matte black anyway when I get it, so people need to start associating it with me." I stopped wiping the counter. I looked at him. "When you get it?" I asked. "Yeah," Tyler said, taking a sip of water. "I mean, eventually." Dad said it stays in the family. And Mom hates electric cars. She says the charging anxiety gives her panic attacks. So, obviously, it goes to me. I'm the only car guy in the family. You are not a car guy, Tyler, I said quietly. You are a brand guy. You like the badge. You like the status. You do not respect the engineering. You have 2 speeding tickets and a BMW 3 Series. That car has a quarter of the horsepower of my Tesla. If I let you drive the Plaid, you would wrap it around a telephone pole in under 4 seconds. I am a good driver, he argued. Those tickets were traps. The cops target me because the car looks aggressive. The cops target you because you drive like an idiot, I said. I felt a sudden, strange sensation in my chest. It wasn't pain, exactly. It felt like a bird had flown into my rib cage and was fluttering its wings against my sternum. I paused. I put my hand on the counter to steady myself. Are you listening to me? Tyler was saying. I promised the guys. I can't look like a liar. The fluttering got harder. It moved up into my throat. My vision blurred slightly at the edges. My left wrist buzzed. I looked down at my Apple Watch. The screen was flashing red. High heart rate notification. Your heart rate has risen above 120 BPM while you appeared to be inactive for 10 minutes. Grandpa, Tyler's voice sounded far away. Why are you looking at your watch? Are you ignoring me? Tyler, I said. My voice sounded thick, like I was speaking underwater. I need to sit down. Stop being dramatic, Tyler scoffed. Just give me the keycard. It is in your wallet, right? Tyler. I gasped. I stumbled toward the bar stool. My legs felt like rubber. Call 911. I missed the stool. I slid down the side of the cabinets, hitting the floor with a heavy thud. The world was spinning. It was atrial fibrillation. I knew the symptoms. My heart was misfiring, beating chaos instead of rhythm. Tyler stood over me. He didn't kneel down. He didn't look scared. He looked annoyed. Seriously, he said. Right now? You are having a medical emergency right now? I have to be at the frat house in an hour. Call, I wheezed. Now. He pulled out his phone. He didn't dial immediately. He finished typing a text message first. I saw his thumbs moving. Then, he sighed. A loud, exaggerated exhalation of breath, and dialed the number. Yeah. Hello, he said to the operator. His tone was bored. My grandpa is on the floor. He says he is dizzy. No, he is awake. He is just laying there. Yeah, send someone, I guess. He hung up. He looked down at me. Great, he said. There goes my night. Mom is going to make me stay with you until she gets here. This is so typical. This is the moment where you realize that some people are simply empty inside. He looks at his own grandfather, lying helpless on the kitchen floor, and all he sees is an inconvenience to his social calendar. He sees a delay. If you have ever met someone so self-absorbed that they treat human suffering like a traffic jam, hit that subscribe button right now. We are about to show him exactly what his impatience costs him. The ambulance ride was a blur of lights and sirens. The paramedics were professionals. They hooked me up to the EKG. They pushed adenosine to reset my rhythm. It felt like a mule kicked me in the chest, but the fluttering stopped. By the time we reached St. David's Medical Center, I was stable. Tired, washed out, but stable. They admitted me for observation. They put me in a room on the 4th floor. It smelled of antiseptic and floor wax. The monitor beside my bed beeped with a steady, reassuring rhythm. Beep, beep, beep. My daughter-in-law, Susan, arrived an hour later. She was a nervous woman who dealt with stress by talking incessantly. "Oh, Frank," she cried, rushing to the bedside. "I told you to stop eating red meat. I told you the stress of that car was too much. Tyler told me you collapsed right in front of him. Poor boy. He is traumatized." I looked over Susan's shoulder. Tyler was sitting in the visitor's chair in the corner. He was not traumatized. He was playing a game on his phone. The sound was on. I could hear the digital gunfire. "I am fine, Susan," I said. "It was just a flutter. The doctor said I can go home tomorrow." "Tomorrow?" Susan wrung her hands. No, you need rest. You need to take it easy. Maybe we should talk about your driving. A car with that much power? It creates G-force, Frank. That can't be good for your heart." "My heart is fine," I said. "It is the only part of me that still runs fast." "I am going to go get coffee," Susan said. "Tyler, stay with your grandfather. Watch the monitor. If it beeps weird, yell for a nurse. Fine, Tyler grunted, not looking up. Susan left. The room went quiet, save for the video game noises coming from the corner. I closed my eyes. The medication they had given me was making me drowsy. I didn't want to sleep, but my body felt heavy. I let my breathing slow down. I let my facial muscles relax. I wanted to drift. I must have looked like I was asleep. My chest was rising and falling shallowly. My eyes were shut tight. The video game noises stopped. I heard the rustle of fabric. I heard footsteps approaching the bed. I felt Tyler's presence standing over me. "Grandpa," he whispered. I didn't answer. I kept my breathing steady. I wanted him to think I was out. I didn't have the energy to argue about the car keys again. "Finally," he muttered. I heard the distinct chime of a FaceTime call connecting. "Yo, what's up?" a voice said from the phone. It sounded like one of his frat brothers. "Where are you, bro?" The keg is tapped. "I'm at the hospital," Tyler said. His voice was loud. He didn't care if he woke other patients. "My grandpa decided to have a heart glitch right before I left." "That sucks. Is he okay?" "Who cares?" Tyler laughed. It was a cold, ugly sound. "Look at him." I felt the phone moving close to my face. I could feel the heat radiating from the device. He was panning the camera over me. He was showing his friends my pale skin, the IV tube in my arm, the oxygen cannula in my nose. "He is out like a light," Tyler said. "Look at that open mouth, drooling a little bit. It is pathetic." "Bro, that is dark," the friend laughed. "It is annoying," Tyler corrected. "He is just sitting on assets, man. He has that Model S Plaid in the garage, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, and he drives it to the grocery store at 30 miles an hour. It is a crime." I lay there. I focused on not moving a muscle. But inside, my blood was starting to boil. "He won't give me the keys," Tyler continued. "He gave me this speech about respecting the engineering. Whatever. He is just a bitter old boomer." He sighed. "Honestly," Tyler said, "I wish he would just hurry up and die. I want that Tesla. I'm going to wrap it in matte black the second the funeral is over. I already have a buyer for the stock rims. He is wasting it. He doesn't even use Plaid mode. It is like giving a supercomputer to a caveman." "Does he have a will?" the friend asked. "Yeah. My dad is the executor," Tyler said. "But Dad is soft. I can talk him into anything. Once the old man kicks it, that car is mine. I just hate waiting. It's taking forever." My heart rate monitor began to speed up. Beep, 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 beep. Tyler noticed. "Whoa," he said. "Glitchy. The machine is freaking out. Maybe he is having a nightmare about driving over 40 miles an hour." He laughed again. "All right, I gotta go. I'm gonna try to sneak out once my mom comes back. Save me a beer." "Later, bro." The call ended. Tyler walked back to the chair and sat down. I lay in the bed. I did not open my eyes. I could not open my eyes. If I opened them now, I would say things that could not be unsaid. I felt a tear slide out of the corner of my left eye. It rolled down my temple and into my ear. He wanted me dead. He didn't just want the car. He viewed my life as a waiting period. He viewed my heartbeat as a timer that was ticking too slowly. I thought about the birthdays I had attended, the baseball games I had watched, the college tuition checks I had written. I had built a fortune writing code. I built systems that were logical, predictable, and fair. But I had raised a glitch. I took a deep breath. I focused on the beep of the monitor. I forced my heart rate down. I used the meditation techniques I had learned to manage stress in the 80s. Inhale, exhale. He wanted the Tesla? He wanted to go fast? Fine. I would give him a lesson in speed, but not the kind he wanted. I would show him how fast a legacy can disappear. I checked myself out of St. David's Medical Center at 8 o'clock the next morning. My daughter-in-law, Susan, tried to block the doorway. She fluttered around me like a nervous moth, wringing her hands and talking about liability and rest protocols. She told me I was being stubborn. She told me I was risking a stroke. She told me Tyler was so worried. He couldn't even come to pick me up because he had a migraine from stress. I knew Tyler did not have a migraine. I knew he was likely hungover from the party he had attended after wishing for my death. "I am leaving, Susan," I said, signing the discharge papers with a steady hand. "I called a rideshare. It is already downstairs." "But Frank," she pleaded, following me to the elevator. "What if you have another episode? You shouldn't be alone." "I have lived alone for 10 years, Susan," I said. "Since Martha passed, I think I can manage one afternoon. The elevator doors closed on her worried face. I did not feel guilty. I felt a cold, hard clarity. The ride-share driver was a quiet man who drove a Toyota Camry. It was a sensible car. It got him from point A to point B. I sat in the back seat and looked out the window at the Austin skyline. The city was changing. It was growing faster, taller, more expensive. It was becoming a place where image mattered more than substance. We pulled onto Westlake Drive. The hills were lush and green, the result of a wet spring. The houses here were mansions, fortresses of stone and glass hidden behind iron gates. We turned into my driveway, and that is when I saw it. Parked next to my garage, in the spot where Tyler usually dumped his BMW, was a minivan. It was a 2010 Honda Odyssey. The paint was a faded, peeling gold that looked like a sunburn. There was a dent in the sliding door the size of a watermelon. The rear bumper was held on with silver duct tape. It was the kind of vehicle that the Homeowners Association usually wrote letters about. But the back hatch was open, and inside, crammed into the passenger space where children were supposed to sit, were 2 lawnmowers, a leaf blower, and a stack of rakes. It belonged to Jose Ramirez. Jose has been my gardener for 10 years. He is 30 years old. He has a wife, Maria, and 2 little girls. He started his landscaping business with a single push mower and a dream. Over the last decade, I watched him build it up. He bought a truck. He hired a crew. He was the definition of the American dream. The idea that if you work hard, you can build something. I paid the driver and stepped out. The heat hit me instantly. It was 95 degrees and humid. Jose was kneeling in the flower bed by the front porch, pulling weeds by hand. He was wearing a long-sleeved shirt to protect against the sun, and a wide-brimmed hat. His shirt was soaked through with sweat. He heard my footsteps and jumped up, wiping his dirt-stained hands on his pants. "Mr. Henderson," he said. His face was full of concern. "I saw you coming. I didn't know if I should be here today. I heard, well, Mrs. Susan called me. She said you were in the hospital. Is everything okay?" "I am fine, Jose," I said. "Just a tune-up. The engine is still running." Jose smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. He looked exhausted. There were dark circles under his eyes, and his shoulders slumped. I looked at the minivan. "Where is the truck, Jose?" I asked. "Where is the Ford?" Jose flinched. He looked at the beat-up Honda Odyssey as if he wished it would turn invisible. "Ah, the truck," he said, looking down at his boots. It died, Mr. Henderson, 3 days ago. The transmission blew out on the highway. I towed it to the shop, but they want $4,000 to fix it." "4,000, I repeated. "I don't have it," Jose admitted quietly. "Not right now. We had some medical bills for my youngest daughter last month, so the truck is gone." He gestured helplessly to the minivan. "This is Maria's van. I had to take the seats out. It is not professional, I know. I am sorry if it looks bad in your driveway. I tried to park it behind the bushes." "And the crew?" I asked. "I had to let them go for the week," Jose said. "I can't transport the big equipment. I can't haul the trailer with a minivan. It doesn't have a hitch. It doesn't have the torque. So, it is just me. I am doing all the yards myself until I figure something out." He looked at me with a desperate kind of hope. "Please don't fire me, Mr. Henderson. I know I am a day late on the schedule, but I promise I will get the edging done perfect. I just have to make 2 trips to the dump because the van is small." I looked at this man. He was facing financial ruin. His business was collapsing because a piece of machinery had failed him. He was doing the work of 3 men in 95-degree heat, driving a minivan held together with tape, just to keep his promises to his clients. He wasn't asking for a handout. He was apologizing for the aesthetic of his struggle. Then, I heard another engine. A high-pitched, aggressive revving sound coming up the street. My stomach tightened. A white BMW 3 Series whipped into the driveway. It took the turn too fast, tires screeching slightly on the pavement. It pulled up right behind Jose's minivan, boxing it in. The driver's door opened. Tyler stepped out. He was wearing sunglasses and holding an iced coffee. He looked fresh, rested, and completely unbothered by the heat. He saw me standing there. "Grandpa," he called out. "You're home. Mom told me you escaped. You are such a rebel." He walked toward us. He didn't look at Jose. He didn't look at me. He looked at the minivan. He wrinkled his nose. "What is this?" Tyler asked, gesturing to the Honda. "Grandpa, Did you order a junk removal service? Why is this heap parked here? Jose took off his hat. He stepped back, lowering his head. Hello, Tyler. It is my van. My truck broke down. Tyler laughed. It was a short, barking sound. Dude, Tyler said. This is embarrassing. Look at the tape. Grandpa, you let him park this here? It ruins the whole vibe of the house. The neighbors are going to think we are running a chop shop. It is temporary, Jose said softly. It is an eyesore, Tyler countered. Move it. Seriously. Move it to the street. I want to pull the BMW into the shade, and this thing is in my way. This is the difference between a man who builds and a boy who consumes. Jose sees a vehicle as a lifeline. Tyler sees it as a background for his Instagram. Tyler looks at a man struggling to feed his family and only worries about how the rust looks next to his German luxury sedan. If you are sick of people who punch down on the working class while living off someone else's money, hit that like button right now. I felt the flutter in my chest again. But this time, it wasn't atrial fibrillation. It was rage. Pure, focused rage. Tyler, I said. My voice was low. Jose is working. He does not need to move his vehicle for your convenience. But it's ugly, Tyler whined. Grandpa, come on. Standards. Tyler walked past Jose as if he were a potted plant. He came up to me and put his arm around my shoulder. It felt heavy and fake. Anyway, Tyler said, lowering his voice. I am glad you are okay. Really. It was scary yesterday. But since you are home, can we talk about the car? The Plaid? The party is tonight. I really need to know if I can take it. I looked at him. I looked at his smooth, uncalloused hands. Hands that had never held a shovel. Hands that had never changed a tire. Then I looked at Jose. He was back on his knees in the dirt, sweating, pulling weeds, trying to be invisible so he wouldn't offend the rich kid. I looked at the garage door. Behind it sat the Tesla Model S Plaid. Most people think of the Model S as a luxury sedan. They think of the leather seats and the yoke steering wheel. But I thought of the specs. It has a tow hitch. It has a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. It has air suspension that can raise the vehicle height for rough terrain. It has 700 miles of range on a single charge if you drive efficiently. And it has zero maintenance costs. No transmission to blow, no oil to change, no gas to buy. It was a tool. A $130,000 tool. And I knew exactly who needed it. Tyler, I said. You are right. Tyler's face lit up. I am? Yes, I said. I have been hoarding the car. It is a waste to let it sit in the garage. It needs to be driven. It needs to be used. Yes, Tyler fist pumped the air. Exactly. Grandpa, you get it. You finally get it. So, can I have the key card? Not yet, I said. I need to configure some things first. I need to clear my data. Reset the driver profiles. Okay, Tyler said, bouncing on his heels. How long? Can I get it by 5? Come for dinner, I said. Tell your mother to come too. We will have a family dinner, a recovery dinner. And then, we will handle the car transfer. Transfer? Tyler stopped bouncing. Wait, you mean, like permanently? I am 75, Tyler, I said. I had a heart incident yesterday. You were right in the hospital. I am too old for that much power. It is irresponsible of me to keep it. Tyler's jaw dropped. He looked like he had just won the lottery. Oh my God, he whispered. You are giving it to me, tonight. Come to dinner, I repeated. 6 o'clock. Don't be late. I won't, Tyler shouted. I will be early. I will bring pizza. Oh man, I have to call the wrap shop. I have to call the guys. He ran back to his BMW. He didn't even look at Jose. He jumped in, revved the engine, and sped backward out of the driveway, nearly clipping the mailbox. He drove away to brag to his friends that the old man had finally caved. I stood in the driveway with Jose. The silence returned, heavy and hot. I am sorry about him, Mr. Henderson, Jose said, standing up. He is young. He doesn't understand. No, I said. He understands perfectly what he wants. He just doesn't understand what he is worth. I looked at Jose. Jose, how much longer will you be here today? Another 2 hours, Jose said. I have to mulch the back beds. Good, I said. When you are done, do not leave. Come knock on the door. I have a job for you. A job? Jose asked. Mr. Henderson, I can't do any hauling. The van. It is not a hauling job, I said. I need you to help me with a garage project. I turned and walked toward the house. I went into my office. I sat down at my computer. I logged into the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website. I downloaded the Form 130U, application for Texas title and/or registration. I filled it out. Seller, Franklin D. Henderson. Vehicle identification number, 5, YJSA 1E6. Make, Tesla. Model S Plaid. I left the buyer section blank. For now. Then I called my lawyer, Mr. Patterson. Frank, Patterson answered. I heard you were in the hospital. I am out, I said, and I am making some changes to my estate planning. Okay, what do you need? I need to remove a specific asset from the family trust, I said. The Tesla. I am gifting it today. I need you to draft a liability release and a gift affidavit. I want it ironclad. I want no way for anyone to contest the transfer. Who is the lucky recipient? Patterson asked. Tyler? I know he has been pestering you. No, I said. Not Tyler. Okay, Patterson said slowly. Then who? A man who knows the value of $1, I said. Just send the papers, David. I need them by 5 o'clock. I printed the forms. I walked to the garage. I opened the door. The Tesla sat there, gleaming under the fluorescent lights. It was beautiful. It was sleek. It was the pinnacle of human engineering. I ran my hand over the hood. Tyler wanted to wrap it in matte black. He wanted to hide the engineering under a layer of vanity. He wanted to turn a rocket ship into a billboard for his own ego. I opened the driver's door. I sat in the seat. I tapped the screen. I went to the service menu. I put the car into Plaid mode. The screen flashed a warning. Acceleration will be significantly increased. Use with caution. I smiled. Caution, I whispered, is for people who have something to lose. I got out of the car. I went to the trunk. I opened the sub-trunk storage well. I found the tow hitch adapter. I clicked it into place. It looked odd on a luxury sedan. A heavy steel receiver sticking out of the aerodynamic bumper. But to me, it looked perfect. At 4 o'clock, Jose knocked on the back door. He was covered in mulch dust, sweat dripping from his nose. I am finished, Mr. Henderson, he said. The yard looks good. Come in, Jose, I said. Wash your hands in the sink. He hesitated. I don't want to get your floor dirty. The floor cleans up, I said. Come in. He washed his hands. He drank the glass of lemonade I poured for him. Jose, I said, I have a question for you. Yes, sir. If you had a truck right now, a really powerful truck, could you save your business? Oh yes, Jose said immediately. If I had a truck, I could get the trailer. I could bring the riding mower. I could hire my guys back tomorrow. I have contracts waiting, Mr. Henderson. I have 3 commercial properties that want to sign me, but I can't service them with a minivan. I am losing $5,000 a week right now. So the only thing standing between you and success is a vehicle, I said. Yes, sir. It is the tool I need. But the banks won't lend to me right now. My credit took a hit when we paid for the surgery for my daughter. I nodded. Come with me, I said. I led him into the dining room. I set the table for 4 people. I want you to stay for dinner, Jose. Dinner? He looked panicked. Oh no, Mr. Henderson, I can't. Maria is waiting. And Tyler, he said he was coming. I don't think he likes me very much. He doesn't, I agreed. But this is not his house. It is mine. And I am inviting you. I am dirty, he said, looking at his clothes. You are clean where it counts, I said. Please, it would mean a lot to me. I need a witness tonight. Jose looked at me. He saw something in my eyes. He saw the seriousness. Okay, Mr. Henderson, he said. If you need me, I stay. Good. I looked at the clock. 5:45. I heard the sound of tires in the driveway. Tyler was early. And he had brought his mother. The vultures were gathering. They smelled the inheritance. I sat at the head of the table. I placed the black Tesla keycard on the placemat in front of me. Next to it, I placed the folder with the title transfer. I took a deep breath. My heart was beating steady. Strong. It was time to launch. The smell of pepperoni pizza filled the dining room, clashing with the sterile, modern aesthetic of my home. Tyler had brought 3 large boxes from a chain delivery place. He had tossed them onto the mahogany table without plates or napkins. He was vibrating with energy, his leg bouncing up and down under the table, shaking the silverware. My daughter-in-law, Susan, sat across from me. She was watching me with hawk-like intensity, analyzing my color, my breathing, looking for any sign that my heart was about to flutter again. She had brought a folder of her own, probably brochures for assisted living facilities or power of attorney paperwork. "Dad," Susan said, forcing a smile. "You look flushed. Are you sure you should be up? Tyler told me you invited the gardener to dinner. Is that wise? In your condition?" She glanced at the kitchen door, where Jose was standing awkwardly, holding his hat in his hands. He had refused to sit at the table until I insisted. "Jose is my guest, Susan," I said. "Jose, please, sit next to me." Jose sat down. He looked terrifyingly out of place in his mulch-stained work pants next to Tyler's designer hoodie. Tyler scooted his chair away, making a show of creating distance. "Whatever," Tyler muttered. "Let's just eat. And then, the garage." He looked at the black keycard resting on the placemat in front of me. He couldn't take his eyes off it. It was like the ring of power to him. "Yes," I said. "The garage." I took a slice of pizza. I didn't eat it. I just looked at it. "I asked you all here," I began, my voice steady, "because yesterday was a wake-up call. Lying in that hospital bed, hooked up to machines, I realized something. I realized that I am holding on to things that no longer serve me." "Exactly, Grandpa," Tyler interrupted, his mouth full of cheese. "That's what I've been saying. You need to simplify. Let go of the stress." "The Tesla," I continued, "is a magnificent machine. It is the pinnacle of engineering. But it is also a responsibility. It requires a driver who understands torque, who understands physics. And most importantly, who understands the value of the tool." "Totally," Tyler said. He wiped his greasy hands on his jeans. "I've watched all the YouTube videos, Grandpa. I know how to handle the launch. I'm ready." He reached out his hand across the table, palm up, expectant, entitled. "I know you are ready, Tyler," I said. "You have been talking about this car for years. You have told everyone who will listen that it belongs to you." "Well, yeah," Tyler laughed nervously. "I mean, I'm the only one who can really appreciate it." I picked up the keycard. It was cool and smooth in my hand. "That is why," I said, "I have decided to transfer the title today. Right now. Before anything else happens to my heart." Tyler's eyes went wide. Susan gasped. "Dad," she said, that is very generous. But are you sure? That is a $130,000 asset." "It is just metal and software, Susan," I said. I looked at Tyler. He was practically drooling. "Here's the key, Tyler," I said, holding it out. He lunged for it. His fingers brushed the plastic. I pulled it back. "But first," I said, "I need to make sure the new owner can actually use it, Jose." Jose looked up, startled. "Yes, Mr. Henderson? You said you needed a vehicle with a tow hitch," I said, "to pull your trailer, to save your contracts." "Yes, sir," Jose said. "But I don't understand." "The Model S Plaid has a tow rating of 3,500 pounds, I said. "It has air suspension to handle heavy loads, and it costs $0 in gas." I turned away from Tyler. I turned to the man in the dirty shirt. "Jose," I said, "here are the keys." I placed the black card in Jose's rough, calloused hand. The room went silent. Absolute, vacuum-sealed silence. Tyler froze. His hand was still extended in the air, grasping at nothing. He blinked. Once. Twice. "What?" Tyler whispered. "The car is yours, Jose," I said loud and clear. "I signed the title an hour ago. It is a gift. Tax-free." Tyler exploded. "What is this?" he screamed, jumping up so fast his chair fell backward. "Is this a joke? Grandpa, this isn't funny. Give me the card." "It is not a joke," I said calmly. "He's the gardener," Tyler shrieked. His face turned a violent shade of red. "He mows the lawn. You're giving him a Plaid? He's going to put rakes in the back seat. He's going to ruin it." "He is going to use it," I corrected. "He is going to use it to feed his family, which is more than you would do. You would just use it to feed your ego." Susan stood up now. She looked terrified. "Dad, stop it. You are having an episode. You are confused. This is dementia. You cannot give a six-figure car to a stranger." "He is not a stranger, Susan," I said. "I have seen him every week for 10 years. He asks me how I am doing. He helps me bring in the groceries. He knows my life. Tyler doesn't even know my middle name. It's... Tyler stammered. "Who cares? I am your grandson. I am blood. You owe that car to me. I owe you nothing." I slammed my hand on the table. The plates rattled. "Jose," I said, "take the card, put it in your pocket." Jose looked at me, then at the screaming boy. He looked terrified, but he saw the steel in my eyes. He put the card in his shirt pocket. "No!" Tyler lunged across the table. He grabbed Jose's shirt. "Give it back, you thief! You manipulated him!" Jose didn't fight back. He just held his hands up. "Sit down, Tyler," I roared. "Or I will call the police and have you removed for assault." Tyler let go. He backed away, breathing hard. He looked at Susan. "Mom, do something. He is crazy. We need to call the lawyer. We need to get him committed. He is burning my inheritance." "We will fix this, honey," Susan said, her voice trembling. She turned to me. "Dad, listen to me. I have power of attorney forms in the car. If you do this, I will file for competency. I will tell the judge you are medically unstable. Jose cannot afford the insurance on that car anyway. It will bankrupt him. I prepaid the insurance for 3 years," I said. "And I prepaid the supercharging. And I gave him a check for $10,000 to cover the taxes." Susan's mouth fell open. You what?" "I planned this, Susan. I am not crazy. I am the most lucid I have ever been." I stood up. I looked Tyler dead in the eye. "You want to know why?" I asked. "Because you're senile," Tyler spat. "Because you hate me." "No," I said. "Because I heard you." Tyler frowned. "Heard what?" "Yesterday," I said. "In the hospital, when you thought I was asleep, when you were on FaceTime with your frat brothers." Tyler's face went pale. The color drained out of him like water from a tub. "I heard you pan the camera over my face," I said softly. "I heard you call me pathetic. I heard you say I was drooling." I leaned in closer, and I heard you say, "Hurry up and die. I want that Tesla." Susan gasped. She put her hand over her mouth. She looked at Tyler. "Tyler? Did you say that?" Tyler couldn't speak. He looked like a deer in the headlights of a semi-truck. "He said it," I confirmed. "He said he wanted me to die so he could wrap my car in matte black. He said I was wasting his inheritance by living too long." The silence in the room is heavy. It is the weight of the truth crushing a lie. Tyler stands there, exposed, realizing that his greed was not a secret whisper but a scream that destroyed his future. If you are sick of ungrateful people waiting for a funeral just so they can get a payout, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's show them that the only thing they are inheriting is regret. I didn't mean it," Tyler whispered. "It was just a joke, just guys talking." "It wasn't a joke to me," I said. My heart was failing, Tyler. "And you were checking your watch." I turned to Jose. "Jose, let's go to the garage. I want to show you how to set up your phone key." "Yes, Mr. Henderson," Jose said. He stood up, dignity returning to his posture. We walked out of the dining room. We left Tyler and Susan standing there among the cold pizza boxes. Susan was crying. Tyler was staring at the wall, realizing that his 3 words had cost him $130,000. We walked into the garage. The Model S Plaid sat there, silent and menacing. "Is this real?" Jose asked. "Mr. Henderson, I can't take this. It is too much." "It is a tool, Jose," I said. "It is a fast tool. You lost your truck. Now you have the fastest sedan on the planet. Put the seats down. Put your rakes in the back. Put a blanket down first, please, but use it." "Thank you," Jose said. He had tears in his eyes. "You saved my business. You saved my family. You saved me from giving it to a vulture," I said. I opened the garage door. The evening sun flooded in. "Get in," I said. Jose got into the driver's seat. He looked nervous. The yoke steering wheel intimidated him. "Press the brake," I instructed. "Put it in drive on the screen." He did. "Now," I said, leaning in the window. I set the acceleration to chill for now, but when you get onto the highway, switch it to Plaid. Feel what it can do. "Yes, sir," Jose said. He tapped the accelerator. The car glided out of the garage silently. Tyler came running out the front door. He stood in the driveway, watching. "No," Tyler screamed. "That's my car. Don't scratch it. You're going to crash it." Jose stopped the car at the end of the driveway. He rolled down the window. He looked at Tyler. "It needs a wash," Jose said calmly. "But don't worry. I will take care of it. I am a detail-oriented guy." He rolled the window up. He turned onto the street. I saw the brake lights flare for a second as he lined up the straightaway. Then, I saw the rear of the car squat down. Whir. The electric motors screamed. The tires bit into the asphalt. The Tesla shot forward like a bullet from a gun. In 2 seconds, it was a silver blur at the end of the block. In 3 seconds, it was gone. Tyler stood in the driveway, his hands in his hair, watching the dust settle. "He launched it," Tyler whispered. "He launched my car." "His car," I corrected, standing on the porch. "And Tyler?" He looked at me with hateful, wet eyes. "You can take the pizza with you when you leave," I said. "I am going to order a steak. I have a lot of living left to do." I went back inside and locked the door. I sat down in my favorite chair. My heart was beating strong. My chest felt light. I didn't have a Tesla in the garage anymore, but I had my dignity. And I knew that somewhere on the highway, a good man was driving home to his family at the speed of light. And that was a legacy worth leaving.